You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, we got an update surrounding the Bears stadium situation. Arlington Heights has once again entered the chat on this. Their mayor making comments and warning the citizens of Arlington Heights, and to a lesser extent, citizens of Illinois, that if a stadium deal is not accomplished by the end of March, the Bears will be absolutely gone to Indiana, in his opinion. I think there's a good chance they're already gone, but I will say this. It's Arlington Heights or it is Indiana. I think Chicago's completely out of this situation. I think it's a wrap. I have the feeling the Bears have made up their minds there, regardless of anything that a Brandon Johnson would have to say. Bears won't wait past March for stadium deal. Arlington Heights mayor says, this is the Daily Herald, next week is, quote, a big, all right, it sounds big, week for the hopes of Chicago Bears Stadium in the suburbs as state legislatures return to Springfield to debate a tax break and other financial incentives. Arlington Heights Mayor Jim Tingala said Thursday, if no deal is reached by the end of March, the NFL club may not wait longer and depart for Northwest Indiana instead. Quote, waiting until the end of May, I think, is a no-go for the Bears, Tingala said during the State of the Village address, his first since his election nearly a year ago. Quote, they've already been through the ringer too many times. Arlington Heights officials, the Bears and their lobbyists, have circled next Wednesday on their calendars when the House returns after a nearly 3-week break. Wow, the Bears are on the line. They take off, go on break. Legislation that would give the NFL franchise a tax break at its 326-acre property in Arlington Heights advanced out of the House committee February 26, but legislators adjourned before the measure got a vote on the full House. I'm sure the Chicago Bears love that. Oh, that would piss me off. Through Talinga admits he and village manager Randy Reckless were skeptical of the Bears-backed mega project bill's chances last year. The mayor said the Bears brass believed that it would pass and was disappointed when it didn't. Okay, so that's part of it too. Because there's a tax break issue here, blah blah blah, because of the land. This is something we've talked about in the past on the other channel. Now the tone and political calculus may have changed in Springfield. Tinglis believes the House returns the day after primary elections, and Indiana is, quote, the new kid in town. Quote, when you're being asked to vote on something that is this massive as keeping the Bears in Illinois, it is important to get that election over with first, so there's not so much political pressure on the political process. Man. Chicago legislature's initial resistance to the Bears-friendly bill was out of hopes to keep the team in the city. Then came team president and CEO Kevin Warren's announcement last December that the stadium search was expanding to Indiana amid, quote, legislative partnership in Springfield. Just days later, the Chiefs secured a deal to move across state lines from Missouri to Kansas. The Warren announcement on the eve of the big game against rival Packers was criticized by some as crazy at the time, but the temperature quickly changed. Yikes. The Bears aren't just kidding around. Maybe they would consider going to Indiana, he said. Since that happened, it's a whole different tone. So in other words, yeah, when the Chiefs announced they were heading across the state line to Kansas, it was an oh shit moment for all the politicians in Illinois. That's actually funny, to be honest. That's actually funny. Tingler and Reckless met regularly with Bears leadership, including Warren Chairman George McCaskey and Karen Murphy, the team's executive vice president of stadium development and chief operating officer. A recent hour-long Zoom meeting was held to discuss the upcoming week in Springfield. Bears officials have largely been mum about the interstate stadium saga, only releasing short statements after Indiana legislators advanced the stadium legislation, saying that progress continues during negotiations in Illinois. Yeah, but if you're the Bears and you're watching all this and you're seeing Indiana go full steam ahead, there's been no real resistance. Everybody's on board. They've pushed everything through. If you're the Bears and you're seeing all this, you're seeing the urgency of the situation by Indiana, but you haven't seen it from Illinois. I mean, what are you going to do? Down here, talking about the bill. The bill would allow the Bears or any developer spending at least $500 million on a project to negotiate property tax payments directly with schools and other local governments for up to 40 years. And that's one of the issues in Arlington Heights right now is surrounding the property tax. So I got to tell you, I still say it looks like it is heavily leaning Indiana. And look, Brandon Johnson just went quiet. Like the mayor of Chicago just conceded the Bears. Just let them go. A Chicago institution. I mean, God almighty. He gonna let the Cubs walk next? Is that what's happening? I'm just wondering. Keep voting these folks in. I mean, the Bears are so adored there by fans. It's unimaginable that a politician. I'd come in the office and be like, okay, it is full steam ahead to figure out how we're keeping the Bears. Nah, I'm going to be honest. I'm not sure Lori Lightfoot lets this happen. And do you know how wild that is to say that Beetlejuice wouldn't let this happen? That's pretty wild. Because she was damn near as worthless as tits on a burr hog herself. She's more competent than Brandon Johnson. I mean, who the hell would have possibly imagined that nightmare? Keep voting that way. You're losing the Bears. Congrats. Tell me what you think. Black and white sports supporters. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.